Hello everyone, this is Tyler Michael, the Freitas Cleveland Adolfo III. I hope that you are all having a extremely wonderful new year, and that you have an even better night. And when I say night, I'm talking about tonight. And if you're not sure how you can make your night better, Thursday nights in particular, well, I'm not sure if they count as Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. It depends. I suppose Thursday nights, because midnight is technically Thursday. Am I right? I don't know. But look, here's the deal. Every Thursday, I am going to be posting a video, which will be part of my new series, Storytime with Tyler. This will be a 6-part series, and depending on how good the ratings are, it may get renewed. You know, I suppose we'll find out. It's a story because, as someone who grew up being read stories, I know how powerful it is. The first step before we start reading a story is to make sure that we are wearing protection. So I am going to do that right now, because it is a dangerous world out there, and you need to make sure that you are protected from the different diseases that you can contract. So I will put the protection on, and meanwhile, you just wait until I am back, I suppose. And you could listen to me put on the protection, because you never know if you will get stung by a bee or what other kind of weird creatures you'll encounter on your journey. Once I walked from Solitude to Riften, and I had my face obliterated by a giant, and my organs were dilapidated all over the ground, but that's not related to the story. First, we have to pick a vehicle. So every week, I am going to give you, as in the people watching me speak to you, the choice of which vehicle I ride to the story location. This particular week, since it's new though, I'll have to ask this adventurer here, what are you thinking? Wag your tail to the left for car, wag your tail to the right for eagle. Got that? That was a right. But I don't care. I'm gonna do the car because I think the car is cooler. But if you want to see me fly there, fly eagles fly, then we could also fly to the location next week. But in the meantime, we have to get to our destination before it's too late. I'm on the road again. Try to catch me on the road again. Don't know the rest of the words, but I'll pretend I know them anyways. 'Cause yes, I'm on the road again, Make sure your seatbelts on, 'cause if they are not, you might get injured. Almost at a destination, now I gotta speak to the toll man. Okay, so we have a toll to pay before we get in. Damn thing. Alright. I actually don't have any currency, sir. Would it be possible that we're not letting anyone in? You're not getting past me unless you pay money. How about... Good thing I brought some Pokemon Gold. I think I may have killed him, but we'll worry about that later, because we have a story to tell. Still haven't told you the story we're telling yet. The story we're going to be going over is about a man living in the age of the Oregon Travelers. He's an Oregon traveler, and he wants his family to have a better life. That's all. And the story consists of 3 short journal entries documenting his journey along the Oregon Trail. You see, these aren't just going to be stories. I'm going to be teaching you history lessons. Alright, we are making our way to the story chamber. This is a place that is nice and quiet. You'll be able to hear the story. And everything will be good because if you play it right, Cumberland Farms, in fact, will let you get an iced coffee
with a laundry card. Thug lifin'. Okay, everyone, it's a little bit more cluttered here than I thought it would be. I thought, for some strange reason, that there would be more room under a table than just simply standing or sitting down in one of the many chairs that I have in the house. But that's already past us. We don't want to focus on the past. We have to look to the future. I know, it's cliche, but let's just get right into the story. So, entry 1, Oregon Traveler. I went to bed last night well aware that the journey I would begin in the morning would be certainly risky, yet potentially promising. As I drifted off to sleep listening to my neighbors spill rancor, feeling the breeze of the cold night air drift up my nose and shiver my shoulders, I enclosed the final version of my plans for tomorrow, locked inside my mind, guarded by my conscience like a dog that dares a stranger. And I was off to sleep. I was awoken by the army of chirping birds that had taken residence on my rooftop. I never asked them to pay any rent. In fact, I thank them quite often for knowing just when I needed to wake up. Today is a big day. Today will be the start of something new for me and my entire family, including my dog, George. I love George because he always at my side when things get rough. I will be leaving at 10:30 a.m. to head for Oregon, along with my 3 sons, Tyler, Michael, and Adolfo, my daughter Claudia, my other daughter but the one who is not as accomplished, Maven Blackbriar, and my local companion George, and my Georges, see what I did there? Intelligent wife Bernice. I have longed for the opportunity to head west. The opportunity has finally presented itself after such a long time. For too long, my family has been looked down upon, disregarded, and treated as second class by the chauvinist Americans who have taken up in themselves to adopt the title of native. Native? I brought my family to this country to pursue happiness, but instead we were laughed, loathed, and deprived of opportunity by those who view us as unworthy because of the mere fact that we are Iraqalic, Irish and Catholic. Not anymore. I have already purchased a covered wagon, 4 powerful horses, 6 months' supply of food, 6 months' supply of water, and 16 barrels of food for the horses that I bought at a discounted rate from a kind and altruistic man from New York. The generosity he showed me by giving me such a deal almost made me change my mind about heading west. Luckily enough, I came to my senses, and I headed west. I hereby swear upon the salvation of my soul that I will take my family to the talked of paradise, distant from this wretched horror. And that is the end of entry 1, the start of entry 2. Never have I written a journal entry under the conditions that I am now. A devastating and horrid rainstorm created leaks in the wagon, and amid the chaotic screams of my children, scared to death by the purple lightning, my genius son Tyler fell out of the wagon onto the rocky, muddy dirt, where he tragically died. This disheartening event was only followed by even more. It turns out that the New York man that I had thought given me a good deal, cut me a good affordable price, had actually put horse food at the top of the barrels only. The rest of the barrels were filled with blocks of cheese, which the horses will not eat. The horses became weaker and weaker, and 7 of the 4 horses tragically died. Now, with only 9 of my horses left, we had to keep on persisting. You see, for the past few months, we had been relying on the strength of just those 9 of 4 horses. We were low on food, and even worse, we were desperate for an immediate end to our plight. But our prayers weren't answered, and it was not until we were welcomed into a local native tribe that our hopes were restored. We have been in the village for a few hours now. The natives have fed our stomachs, quenched our thirst, and the chief has even promised some horses in the morning. We can only hope. That's the end of entry 2, and I do this while studying a lot. I'll put almonds, down on the page, and as I read, I get rewarded with an almond. Trust me, I know it's a good idea. So, nothing tastes better with almonds than a Cumberland Farms iced coffee. Wait. Alright. Now that I am refreshed, because health comes first, as cool as reading is. Although, if I didn't have books to read, I probably would want to die. We'll read this last entry real quick. My family have finally made it. People from the settlement restored our strength that we had almost completely lost on this horrible journey. They showed us around town, fed us on our horses, and gave us shelter free of charge. They never asked of our ethnicity, and they were extremely diverse. More diverse than a package of markers by Crayola. They never asked us of our faith to God, yet they showed through their kindness, their faith in us. We arrived at 10:30 a.m. There were no clocks. I only knew the time because the birds were chirping. As I lay in bed drifting off to sleep, listening to my neighbors talking outside by a campfire, feeling the warmth of the tranquil night, guarding my nose from tranquil breezes, and slouching my shoulders comfortably, I opened my mind so I could express it freely in the morning, released all previously held misconceptions that I had about Americans, and that's it. The important thing to take away from this story is that more planning should go into things that you want to consider going into. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed and that you will tune in next week. This has been Tyler Michael, the Freitas Cleveland Adolfo III, a.k.a. MC Big Easy 95. Take it easy. Have a good night.